So this is where you turn the quarter. That building over there is the visitor center. This is where people can set up tent if you got here late or something. Definitely it would be better if you are gonna camp here to set up earlier, pretty much as soon as you turn the corner around the fence, because you can kind of tell it's kind of lumpy with a lot of twigs and just leaves and branches and stuff. It would not be great to sleep on. Well, I've made it maybe 2 minutes past the end of the fence, and it's not exactly muddy or too deep, but a little bit of both. So far, this first mile or so, a lot of this like dry stretch, and then you'll get just a little bitty section that's underwater, and then it goes straight back to another dry stretch. Water's definitely a little chilly, but it's not too deep. It's only going up to a little bit past my ankles so far. It's definitely muddy sections in here. There's kind of this thick mud that you can almost walk on top of and doesn't really stick because it's kind of dry, but then there's also sections that are more watery like this, and it sticks to your shoes and is really heavy and slow to walk through. And definitely helps to have trekking poles to kind of keep your balance. So it definitely looks like any kind of stealth camping is not going to be really an option, just because everything is so overgrown on the edges, and with sunset basically being like 5:30, and a lot of these sections have a lot of mud and water that can slow you down. Probably gonna just play it safe and make sure I'm at a designated camp spot several hours, maybe 2 hours before sunset, just because it would really suck to get stuck out here in this mud and water in the dark and then not even be able to see yourself setting up camp. So I think for me today, it's probably going to be 10 miles. There's supposed to be a campsite that has a fire ring and a picnic table and a lot of grassy areas to set up. Should be water there as well. And I'm probably going to get there pretty early. I started at, I don't know, 9:30. And it's only 10 miles. And I don't think there's going to be too much mud and water to slow me down. But I think starting out slow is good to prevent getting injured, but also just to kind of enjoy the scenery a little bit, because after you get out of Big Cypress, you know, you're going to be kind of on the canals, and once you get up around like Lake Okeechobee, it seems like it's going to be road walks and walking through towns and stuff. So this is going to be the best nature or more scenic section, at least for the first part of the trail, so might as well enjoy it. So one thing is that it's definitely well blazed in here, so if it was late at night, it would be kind of hard to get off trail. I mean, from here I can, might not show up on the video, but 1, 2, at least 3 or 4 blazes from right here. There's a little bit of sections like this where it opens up, but I don't know that it would be great for camping because you're basically walking on these limestones that's covered in mud. So obviously you're not gonna stick a stake in the rocks. It's pretty lumpy and jagged, and obviously the mud is not gonna hold a stake. So I mean, it might be a little bit better over there, and I get some kind of soil, but I mean, it's still pretty high grass that would not be great for camping in. But I mean, if you have a decent tent and it's, you know, an emergency, or you just get tired, could definitely work in a pinch. But it's still pretty flat. I mean, I don't think they'll ever be more than 200 feet high on the entire trail. So I'm still just taking it kind of slow, because one thing with this mud is you can kind of slip, or it kind of grabs your foot, and it's really easy to kind of not pull a muscle, but almost like, I don't know if you can pull a tendon, but like behind your knee or in your ankles, you can kind of feel it sometimes when you're going too fast too early. So I'm maybe going 2 miles an hour at the most right now, but like I said, I'm not really in a rush. I'm probably gonna get to the campsite by 2 p.m. or something. So it's been more mud through this section so far, and just little pockets of water. Mile 3, and it took probably an hour and a half. So I just passed another sign that said 6 miles to the 10-mile camp. So maybe I'll get there at 3 or so, we'll see. But not too bad. I'm not sure what that is, but it almost looks like a lobster.